Do you ever wake up feeling already behind? Or do you go to bed at night wishing that you'd had more time, replaying what didn't get finished in your day and carrying some time-related guilt with you? I know that this is a very relatable topic and I have solutions. So in this post, I have written on Substack at sophialeitnerubert.substack.com, and I'm reading it for you now so you can just listen to the post if you like, and can connect there further. The link is in the description of this post. This post, I'm covering how I stopped waking up already behind, how I stopped waking up with that feeling, and what I did to release this time anxiety. So the subtitle for this post is the embodiment practices for releasing time-related stress, including the EFT scripts that I use morning and night. So let's get into it. I have a cute picture of my mom's cat with like crazy eyes, and so this is demonstrating the anxiety that one might feel related to time throughout the day. So perhaps before your feet hit the floor in the morning, your mind is already running the math. What didn't get done yesterday? What needs to happen today? And whether you're moving fast enough towards the life that you can feel just at the edges of your vision, the life that you desire. But maybe you're grappling with this anxiety about it. Like, have I done enough? And is it happening quick enough? And from the outside, everything might look fine. You're productive, you're doing a lot. I know I often felt this way in the past, like very productive, but still there's this low hum of urgency that never quite switches off, and it ramps up beyond its healthy peak in the morning, like that normal healthy peak of cortisol, and it follows you into the night, and then it affects your sleep, which is not ideal. If you recognize yourself in this, I just want to normalize and say you're not alone. This is a very normal, natural response. And this seems to be one of the most common and least talked about forms of anxiety among especially driven, purposeful women that I know. We have lots of great ideas, we're creative, we want to do so much, and we carry so much, and we do so much. But there's also this fear or concern, and we're convinced that the urgency might be necessary. And we fear that without it, we'll lose our edge, miss our window, and maybe fall behind. So those are all the fears. But this is what this urgency costs you. So here's what the neuroscience shows. You will actually accomplish much more from a regulated, calm, centered nervous system than you ever will from low-grade panic. Because when chronic urgency keeps us mildly stressed in this state of mild stress, our prefrontal cortex goes partially offline, so like our focus here isn't as well as we'd want it to be, and we lose access to exactly the kind of clear, creative, intuitive thinking that we love and need. So when the prefrontal cortex is offline, you don't have access to that clarity and intuition and really guided creative thinking, We actually get more done in much less time when we feel safe and not pressured. So we're more productive when we feel safe and less productive when we feel too much pressure. Releasing time stress is not a spiritual luxury, it's a performance upgrade. And so that's what this post is meant to teach you. How do you release the time stress to increase your performance and your productivity and your output, instead of feeling this low hum of urgency and anxiety that actually creates more fatigue over time. So when you work with your subconscious mind, the reprogramming happens faster and deeper than willpower alone can reach. So when you work with your subconscious mind and you reprogram your subconscious mind, your subconscious is rewired to support your success, and it will actually support you. And your nervous system can be retrained. This is so important, and I hope it's a message of hope for people. Your nervous system can absolutely be retrained. It just takes consistency, awareness, using the right tools, the right support, and giving yourself grace, as it takes a little bit of time to instill that new habit and retrain your brain and your nervous system. But it's so worth it. So I know this from experience. I've been sitting with this topic really deeply lately, especially as I've been drafting my first book, there were some stretches, especially this winter, where the time pressure felt crushing or just kind of overwhelming, and it made my writing very difficult. I actually stalled for a full month on my current project because my attention was directed elsewhere in my business, and my attention was just kind of, going in too many directions, and I had to come back to focus on my priority. And also when I loosened my grip on the timing of when I placed so much emphasis on what I thought and when I think this book needs to be done by, I had all this pressure around this deadline in my head. When I loosened my grip on that pressure, I experienced a lot of lightness that allowed creative flow to enter my life again. So I shifted back into a state of flow when I let go of that timing concern so much, because I have to consistently remind myself to just be able to flow with and accept my timing. Things come up in our days, there's snow days, things like this happen, anything in the winter or any time of the year, and it's best to be able to accept and flow with your timing and trust divine timing. So I was reminded this winter to surrender the outcome to God. I have faith, and I trust my own rhythm, and I trust that divine timing, I'm going to say that again because that's important. I trust that divine timing is working with me here. I trust that everything is working out for my highest good. Actually, if I need more time on this project, I trust that that is happening for a reason, and it will lead to the best outcome. And that helps me so much, especially in terms of releasing the time-related stress. So I'm sharing, here's what helped me get to that mindset. Here's what helped me get back into that state of flow and helps me release my time-related stress daily. Like whenever it comes up, I use this tool specifically. So the practice is emotional freedom technique, one of my favorite tools that I share here. So release your time-related stress via emotional freedom technique, aka tapping. So your nervous system does not respond to affirmations alone. It responds to release, calm. It wants to be centered. Your central nervous system, you need to release and process through your body. That's why EFT tapping is one of my favorite tools for this. It's so powerful because it works on that body level, on the brain level, on so many levels. So EFT tapping is gently tapping on meridian points while speaking something that's true for you, an emotion that resonates for you. And it has become something I can't imagine my mornings or evenings without now. It's become a fully ingrained habit, and I love it so much as part of my morning and evening routine. So the magic of EFT is in the honesty. You don't bypass your feelings. You name your feelings. You connect with and meet your feelings. And then you offer your nervous system a new story from a grounded place. After you've released the negative emotion, you're welcome to welcome in the positive new feeling and experience that you want to have. But first you have to release and create a void space, right? So here's what my morning EFT routine has sounded like lately, and I'm happy to demo this a bit live. I'll go through it kind of quickly. But first you take some deep breaths and you center and you ground, and you kind of check in with yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of intensity, like 1 being very low and 10 being pretty high. How much time-related stress do I feel right now? So let's say this morning, if I don't know, so maybe I slept in a little bit. Maybe I dozed my alarm 10 or 15 minutes. So then I get up, and let's say my time-related anxiety is maybe at like a 6 or 7. So I feel a little bit, worried about it. Or maybe it's at like a 5. It's not too high, but I'm just like, a little bit of a late start. So I go, even though I'm feeling slightly concerned with my timing this morning, I totally and completely love and accept myself. And I love that one. The thing with EFT is you recognize the feeling. You say something like, even though I'm feeling this way, and then you always introduce an acceptance statement, because this helps your central nervous system calm down and release the emotion. So even though I am feeling slightly concerned with my timing this morning. I totally and completely love and accept myself. And then the eyebrow point. I am so happy and grateful for this day and this life. I'm so happy and grateful for my timing. And I understand why I feel a little worried about my timing this morning. But I know that I can release now anything that no longer serves my highest purpose. I know that I can release this time-related anxiety. And I know that I'm aligned to divine timing. I can trust and surrender. I'm taking guided action. My energy supports me. And I am being divinely guided to accomplish all that I need today. So I release now with gratitude anything that no longer serves my highest purpose today. Stretch, release, shake it out, and then point on the top of the head. I'm so happy and grateful that I have released any time-related stress that no longer serves me today. And I am grateful that I am being divinely guided to accomplish all that I need to today in accordance with divine timing and God's will, whatever words you want to insert there. And I step into my dream life. Let's have a beautiful day. And then I step out of the bathroom into my dream life and I have a beautiful day. And it's a beautiful way to set myself and reset my mind for the morning. And I've released that anxiety and brought it down to a 1 or a 2, which feels great. So I encourage you to try that and notice the sequence. It doesn't begin immediately with the positive. It begins with, even though I'm feeling slightly concerned, and that willingness to look at the worry without dramatizing it is what creates that opening and allows you to have the emotional release. So you're not pretending that the feeling is not there. You're holding it with love, you're recognizing it, you're saying this is normal, this is okay, and we can let this go now. We can just process this out through EFT. And then you're gently redirecting your energy from a place of genuine acceptance, rather than bypassing. My evening script for EFT is where I've experienced some of the most profound releases that I have noticed really, really help me with calming down and entering this relaxed state to get into sleep, and it's helped cure my insomnia, and it's just been wonderful. So I'm sharing with you also my evening EFT script, which sounds very similar, and I'll quickly guide us through it. Again, scale of 1 to 10, let's say it's the end of the day and I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I had done that, which is something I've stopped saying. I've stopped repeating it to my husband. I've stopped saying these things like, oh, I wish I had done that. I just write it down for the next day now. But let's say I'm feeling that way. Try not to magnify it too much. And so maybe I'll say, okay, I'm feeling a 5 in terms of time anxiety, and I want to let this go now so that I can go to bed peacefully and just have good energy for the next day. So even though I'm slightly concerned with my timing for going to bed right now, or say maybe I stayed up writing 20 minutes longer and now I'm oh, I've got to get to bed, so I'm going to bed a little bit later, but it's okay. Trust the timing. So this script is, even though I'm slightly concerned with my timing for going to bed right now, or even though I'm slightly concerned with my timing today and what I did today, whichever one resonates most with you, slightly concerned that I didn't finish everything I wanted to today, I totally and completely love and accept myself. I totally and completely love and accept myself. And I'm so happy and grateful for my timing. And I'm so happy and grateful that my timing is good today and my timing serves me so well. And I understand why I worry about my timing a little bit. It's because I'm a passionate person. And I'm so happy and grateful for my timing. And I'm so happy and grateful that everything is working out for me to learn and grow from. And I'm so happy and grateful that I can release this time stress now. I had a productive day, and whatever remains, I can get to tomorrow. I can rest and release now. I'm so happy and grateful that I release now anything that no longer serves my highest purpose and my best sleep tonight. I'm so happy and grateful that my body is a wonderful tool, and I release now anything that no longer serves my best restful sleep tonight. Shake it out, stretch, arms overhead, and I love to really emphasize the ideal experience that I'm integrating now in this top of the head tapping at the end. So I'm so happy and grateful that I am fully primed for my beautiful, restful sleep now, and I know that I will wake up with energy tomorrow to accomplish anything that I want to accomplish tomorrow. Thank you for helping me to release. Thank you that I have released anything that no longer serves me, and thank you that I have a beautiful, restful sleep that I'm ready for now. Right? And then you feel much calmer. I feel that brings my anxiety down to like a 1 or a 0 every night, and then I'm ready for bed, and it's wonderful. And I'm no longer worrying about the next day because I know that I've written my to-do list or put things in my calendar, and I've also released the stress, and I'm just like, now it's bedtime. It's actually rest. So I love EFT because it reinforces this belief that I could tell myself before, like, it's bedtime, calm down, girl. But this EFT practice really puts me and places me into a state of calm in a lovely way. And that moment at the armpit point, I release now anything that no longer serves my highest purpose. I feel it in my whole body. I know certain points resonate with people more at certain times in their life and whatnot. I definitely always love this one, and the head and the chest. Like, these meridian points are just so wonderful. So I highly encourage trying it. Shaking out your arms, and they feel so much lighter. It's wonderful. So through this practice, I remind myself every morning to orient to divine timing and trusting divine timing. And then every evening I return. Again, releasing that anxiety and incorporating trust. And this helps me release that hum of anxiety anytime I need to. Even midday, like if something came up that stressed me, maybe you could do a EFT tapping midday, why not? Anytime you need to use this tool, it's great. It takes just a few minutes. And then you're able to redirect that energy somewhere efficient. So I redirected at night. I said, like, we're gonna rest now, and I'm gonna have energy in the morning. So redirecting it somewhere efficient in the morning. And in the mornings, I redirect that anxiety to say, like, let's have a beautiful, productive day now from this calmer state. So here's the invitation. When I actively release my time, pressure, anxiety, my energy becomes much more focused and much more potent. And so you don't need a full practice to begin. I encourage trying those emotional freedom technique sequences because I love that. But you can also start even more simply tonight by just placing a hand on your heart before bed and saying to yourself and praying to yourself and your guides and God, whatever I didn't finish today, I can return to tomorrow. I release it now. I trust my timing. And take some deep breaths and just maybe some stretches and just release and shake it out and feel that prayer and just be like, whatever I didn't finish today, I can return to tomorrow. I will return to tomorrow. I release it now. I release anything that no longer serves my highest purpose, my best sleep tonight, and I trust my timing, okay? So that is the practice. I hope that this is very helpful. The EFT practice and that little prayer, that is where your transformation lives, in these practices, not necessarily in doing more, adding more to your list, but in learning to inhabit your own beautiful, particular divine rhythm and releasing things that don't serve. So like releasing the excess anxiety, because when you release that, you have more focus and more directed energy. So if you are ready to stop waking up behind and start your days from this grounded place of trust, again, I recommend connecting with me more. I recommend using these practices. And if you want to go further, I've created a Rewire for Success audio bundle exactly for this. And here's how it works. You complete an intake form. It's very short, We meet for a 30-minute co-creation session where I can really speak with you about the specific affirmations that will serve you best for this season of your life, and we will, use those affirmations to rewire your subconscious mind. And then I create 4 personalized audios for you based on your affirmations for this season. It's a morning audio that speaks out loud, a morning subliminal, especially in case you maybe need to do it on the way to work, or you have kids and you just want to know that you're programming your mind subliminally but not hearing it out loud. And then an evening out loud affirmation audio, as well as an evening subliminal that you can also listen to discreetly or while you sleep. And these are wonderful tools. They will rewire your subconscious mind, and then you will see the changes happening as your subconscious supports you more. And it's just wonderful. You will also receive a written integration guide through this package, text support, and a 30-day check-in call. I only have 10 spots available, and I've included the links here. It's $97 for the full bundle. It's a great value. And final thoughts. Thank you so much for listening and reading and getting this far. I hope that this post and these tools are very helpful for releasing time-related stress, as I said. My next post on Substack will be, I always do like a free preview, but it will be primarily for paid subscribers, and I will be deep diving into my forthcoming book. So this will cover what my book is about, who it's for, and why I believe it's the most important thing I've ever made, or like the most important thing I've made to date. And so I'd love to hear if anyone has questions or comments. What questions do you have for me about my book? Put them in the comments here or on Substack, and then I can respond in that post. And if this resonated, you're in the right place. Step into Love, my publication on Substack, my movement, is where I share embodiment practices, nervous system tools, and the honest inner work of building a life that you love, building your dream life. And I'd be honored to have you in our community. Thank you so much. I send you peace. I send you love.